What it do, what it do, what it do. It is your boy Andrew Joe, aka Mr. Goody Two Shoes. And who am I with? As always, Joseph Huggins, aka Old Man Huggies. Talk shit or get off the pod. Episode 63? Are you fucking kidding me? Welcome, motherfuckers.
I gave you a pause. Hey, yeah, 63, bro. And shout out to everybody. Last week was crazy for both of us. We're doubling up this week. You're going to get two. We're going to get one today. You're probably going to get one Thursday.
Was this the first week that we missed since you came on board?
Yeah, I mean, I guess technically, I mean, we didn't I guess we kind of missed it. But we still did the other one. But yeah, I mean, Monday was like, it was Halloween. Crazy week for both of us. And then it chilled out. I had a crazy weekend, so we're good. Yeah. We'll double up. We'll get back on schedule. So like it should be about one per week. There's sometimes where we've doubled up, where we've missed and then like did an extra. So that's not. We've done the full amount of episodes we should for the amount of weeks. So we just need to double up this week.
You know what I did on Halloween?
Took a nap.
Yeah, I fell asleep at 5:00 p.m. and I woke up at 7:30 p.m. and everything was pitch black in my house. And I was like, shit, is it 7:30 in the morning? Because I thought I had to be at work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's way too dark for that. And then I realized that I just fell asleep like an old-ass man. Like Old Man Huggie.
Hey, man, we all have those days. I fall asleep like that, too. I've been taking naps like crazy. And I've been, honestly, like, yeah, it was just like I was getting kind of shitty sleep to begin with. So it was nice to, like, kind of get caught up. And, like, you know, we're going to double up this week. So, we'll bounce back. We're going to be doing good. But 63, I titled it for the stream, Go Vote, You Damn Jabroni. Because if you're not voting or you haven't voted, you should go fucking vote. You can still go vote.
This will come out right before that. So we're recording this the day before the election out here in the United States.
Yep.
And I'll try to get it out on Spotify and Apple and Google and every platform that we're on before Tuesday tomorrow. So yeah, everybody get out and fucking vote. And you know why I feel confident by saying like get out and vote instead of like who to vote for is because the majority of Americans are they lean left, like they want to vote Democratic.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm sure there's hate listeners and Republicans who listen to this.
And you think? Yeah, I think we do.
100%.
Yeah, I know that there's people that know us that hate listen to this, or know us that hate like hate Republican listen to this for sure.
There's people in countries that are run by dictators that listen to this. Like, I just was listening. I just saw Bill Maher's podcast with, Bill Burr's podcast, and he had Bill Maher on, and he was saying like how he didn't want to like bring up the countries that listen to him in case that they would get in trouble for listening to him. And I was like, wait, am I an asshole for bringing up like, you know, like Myanmar that listens to us, or like India, or Egypt? All run.
No, I wouldn't say you're like a bad guy.
We're not calling out the people who are listening.
True. Yeah,
I just hope they don't get in trouble.
Yeah, pretty nutty, man. But yeah, 63, man. Everyone should go vote if you haven't voted. Go vote. Yeah. Go vote. Go vote. Go vote.
I know. Do you think they're gonna
let me gunshot. Go vote. War horn. Go vote, dude. Sorry.
Do you think they're gonna let me bring in my service animal when I go vote?
They should. It'd be un-American if they didn't.
I agree, but I wasn't planning on having my dog tomorrow because I split custody, but I had to accommodate the ex, and then now I'm like, shit. Now how do I go vote when I've got my dog with me? But we'll find out.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So as we do on Talk Shit or Get Off the Pod, we start off with therapy questions. These had been in here. I think you changed the first one, or did I put this in here?
You put these in here. I changed some of the.
All of them?
Yeah, you put. I didn't put any of these in.
Oh, okay. I forgot that I put this first one in here. Then I thought you were trying to test me, but we'll start it off with.
No, you're testing yourself, you psychopath.
Well, it was 2 weeks ago when I put it in, or a week ago. All right, therapy question number one, y'all, and I want the entire audience to think about this question because it's a tough one. You have your own late night talk show. You're the host. Who do you invite as your first guest, Joseph?
My first guest.
And let me preface it. No matter who you invite is going to show up.
It could be alive, dead, anyone, or it has to be alive.
No, alive. But they're going to say yes. So they will be your first guest. Let's just say that.
Maybe Obama. That'd be tight. Like if I was looking for like a splash
that's
guest.
So obvious.
Yeah, but that's easy. Like a splash guest. But like Jon Stewart would be a good guest.
Okay, who is? No. You don't get to like just like you brainstorm. Tell me who. Tell me who your first guest is.
First guest of my late night show. Larry David. I'd have Larry David would be my first guest. It'd be Larry David. If I could do like bring on two people, the first beef I would try to squash on stage would be McNabb and T.O. I would try to like have both of those. That'd be a blockbuster. That'd be huge.
Why are you blowing up the question?
I'm making decisions. But yeah, it'd be Larry David. Larry David would probably be my first guest. He'd be a good guest.
Okay.
He'd be funny.
How about this? I'll give you a little lifeline here. So you got Larry David, and then your second, because there's always like a second guest. Your second guests are T.O. and McNabb, and then you have a musical guest. Who's the musical guest?
Musical guest?
Yeah.
This time of year, it's got to be Mariah Carey, man.
Jesus.
No. Musical guest. I'd probably have like Weird Al or something on.
Well, Weird Al's been making the rounds on because he's
because the movie's coming out. Yeah.
Yeah. And the movie's on what? Paramount Plus? Get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's weird.
That's what they're starting to do. Everything's getting like, that's mine.
I know, but like you got Daniel Radcliffe playing Weird Al, and he couldn't get like, I mean, Paramount Plus is, it's owned by Viacom. It's a big company, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to watch Yellowstone and you want to watch Weird Al biopics, you gotta have Paramount. It's $12 a month, bitch. Hand it over, dude. That's how much it costs. If you want to see Radcliffe with a curly mop top hairdo, and you want to watch some people fighting in a national park, it's $13 a month. Period.
I'm not sure how many of these countries or audience that have come in that listen to us know that I'm the best rapper alive. And the first rap I ever wrote was in 3rd grade, and it was about the Pilgrims because that's what we were studying. And I shout out Coolio, R.I.P. But I did an entire like take on not Gangster's Paradise, Amish Paradise, because I had the Weird Al album. So Amish Paradise is a play on Gangster's Paradise, and I took Amish Paradise and I changed it into all about like the Mayweather and the Pilgrims.
That's tight.
First rap I ever did.
That's pretty good. That's a good rap.
I've been in the game. All right. So to me, first guest, it's got to be one or two, and I might bring them on together. Putin and Trump.
You'd have them both on at the same time.
If I could get their people to clear it, for sure. But one or the other, if not both at the same time, would be amazing. And just eviscerate them, like in front of their faces, in front of a live audience. Done.
Just cuss them out and tell them they're pieces of shit. See, but that's not. Yeah, I
And then
mean,
my musical guest is Wu Tang. Like, what are we talking
or
about?
even better, I would have Larry David. I'd have Larry David as my first guest. Then I'd have Jerry Springer. I'd have Jerry Springer. Jerry Springer has to be one of my guests.
Well, he wasn't. He's not, because you didn't say that. You said McNabb
I can think
and
about
T.O.
this. Yeah, well, that'd be the beef. That'd be the
Think
beef.
about it. It's been in the goddamn notes for a week.
That'd be epic. Or Oprah. Because then it'd be like us squashing our beef, and I'd like have it at some other like weird. It'd be an interview that'd be pre-recorded, so it'd be somewhere else, like in a garden. There'd be like finger foods and shit out, and it'd be like,
no. I have Putin and Trump as my first guest, and then I'll bring Oprah in, and then you're the surprise guest, and the whole thing is you squashing your beef with Oprah.
Or I could just be, I'll just be like your Andy Richter and stand like in the back corner. And then you just bring up, like, he doesn't really like you. He doesn't really like you. And I'd be like, what the hell, man?
Andy Richter sits on the couch. Like, everybody else has, like, their sidekick, like, off to the distance, but not Andy Richter. All right. Y'all, something to think about. Who would be your first guest on a talk show? Because mine are incompetent dictators and Joseph.
Yeah, you're just gonna cuss people the fuck out.
No, I know. I'm just gonna make them answer questions that they don't want to answer. And then everybody cringes. Okay. Yeah. Therapy question number 2. If aliens landed on Earth tomorrow and offered to take you home with them, would you go? Now, I asked this question to Braids.
The Braids, dude. Ooh, where is Braids, man? We haven't seen him shirtless in like a really long time.
I don't know, dude. He's like microdosing mushrooms. I don't know.
Oh, shout out Braids. Microdosing, let's go.
I know, I kind of have to mess with him, but
hell yeah, he's like coming up with new fucking golf shirt designs and shit. Good, shout out Braids, dude. Let's go.
C to T golf.
Yeah, C to T. Make sure holla at your boy. Make sure you put it in promo code Glock for 35% off.
Free plug for the Braids.
Gang, gang.
No, but I asked him, if aliens landed on Earth tomorrow and offered you to take them home with them, would you go? And he like paused for like way too long, and I was like, "Are you thinking about this, or did you think I was talking to somebody else?" He's like, "No, I heard you. I'd probably go." I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Take you home with them, and they're not bringing me back.
You don't know anything.
Well, then probably not, because I mean,
fuck no.
Yeah, if they're just like, hey, yo, like let's roll. I'd be like, wait, like where are we going? What are you gonna do with me? Am I coming back? I have a lot of fucking questions about that.
But they don't have time.
But if they were like, yo, dude, we're aliens. We're gonna come down. We're gonna kick it. We're gonna take you back to our place, chill for a bit, then we'll come back and drop you back off. I'd probably do it if I knew they weren't gonna fuck me up. But if there's a chance I could be like enslaved or
you don't know anything.
Well, yeah, not knowing anything, absolutely not. But if there was, some ground rules set out and these aliens are like, look, dude, your butt's cool. We're not going to try to probe you. We're going to leave you alone. We're just going to fly you out, and then, we'll drop you back off. I'd be like, yeah, check it out. Let's go. Like,
No.
I'd run the block. I'd run the block with some aliens if they would chill.
If they're taking me with them, they better fucking put a probe in my ass. Like, what am I doing? Jesus Christ. Or at least get a little bit laid. I mean, I don't know. Hit the prostate.
It'd be cool to like go see some black holes and shit. That'd be tight. Like I would go around the galaxy or the universe with some aliens, but I'm not necessarily gonna, like go on a whim and trust some aliens to bring me back. No, fuck that. And depending on how far you go and how fast they travel, like you could come back and everybody you know is going to be dead because they're going to be old as fuck. And they took you super far away from the planet Earth, like an Interstellar. When he comes back and he's like, my daughter's like 100 years old. What the hell, man? I'm yelling at myself through a time vortex bookcase. Don't go.
Nobody said you're coming back, A.
Well, yeah. So that's why I wouldn't.
Also, B, I just watched this documentary on Netflix, I think, called Infinity. And it's all about the number, I guess. Infinity.
Okay. Yeah.
Turns out black holes aren't that tight.
No, black holes are dangerous as shit.
No, turns out it's not true.
What's not true? Here we go. Okay,
They're
here we
just
go.
like
Kyrie dropping truth bombs. Did
so
you
like
know that
the
black holes aren't real?
no, I'm not saying they're not real. It just turns out that like it's not like what we think that they are. It's like
Elaborate.
okay, I'm trying to. So like the event horizon is what they call the cusp of a black hole versus not a black hole. So it's like where all like light and everything gets sucked in. It's like that like line of where you're either in a black hole or you're not. You're on the cusp. It's called the Event Horizon. There's been a movie called Event Horizon. Never watched it. Don't care. Yeah, don't worry about it. But they're like, I don't even really know. But except for they did talk about that. So in theory, if you go into the black hole, then you go down into the singularity.
Yeah, the singularity, which is like
Yeah,
the
where it's just nothing happens anymore, and then you're just there forever, which sounds sketch.
well, it would like stretch you and rip you. You'd be ripped apart. You would be eviscerated before you even reached like the singularity.
But you're just there forever.
Yeah, like it'd just like be like empty and be like infinite nothingness.
But there's wormholes that could be involved.
Well, yeah, you never know because no one's gone into a black hole and come back
Nobody
out.
can exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, if someone did, they wouldn't come back the same. The movie Event Horizon is super fucking crazy. It is a scary ass movie, really fucking good. I mean, that movie fucked me up for years when I was a kid, so I would highly suggest seeing it. But it's like fucking
fuck up your kids. Fuck up your kids.
no, well, they go. It's like the spaceship, and they figure out how to travel through time, and they send it out, like how to travel long distances. So they send it out, and then it disappears, and then it just reappears on like the edge of the solar system, like years later, and it's basically gone to another dimension and back, and it's been to hell, and it's like there's like these demons. It's like got the dad from Jurassic Park's in it, and he's fucking crazy. It's a wild ass movie. It still freaks me out.
The other thing that I've found out from that documentary is like they said like there's no, so they're talking about like a multiverse. They're like you couldn't look down on our universe and see what's going on, because if you could, that means like light's coming to you so that you could see it, and then you're just a part of that universe. You like there is no like either you can see the universe and you're a part of it because you can see it, or you can't see it because you're not a part of it. I thought that was trippy.
Yeah, no. We're learning more and more and more. I was listening to a podcast where they were talking to somebody about like interstellar objects and meteors crashing and all sorts of interesting stuff. Space is fucking wild, and we still are learning more and more. And it's crazy that we know more about our like solar system or outer space than we do like what's in the ocean. So that's like a whole nother level to it. But yeah, you need to watch Event Horizon. And
Yeah.
I don't fuck with I mean, I guess I fuck with space more than I fuck with the ocean.
Well, apparently that's all humans apparently, because we don't know as much about the ocean as we do
it's like
fucking space.
Well, and so you think like the probability of us, if let's say there is life out there, interstellar life. I was listening to this physicist talk about it. He was saying that the likelihood of us finding another civilization that's at the same point that we are in their evolution and technologically speaking is like 1 in 100 million or something like that. It's probably not very likely. But they're either going to be more primitive than us, some primitive life form, or they're going to be more advanced than us.
Okay, what kind of fucking good job, scientists. Like, what do you mean they're not exactly like us? Get the fuck out of my
No, not
face.
exactly like us. I'm saying that wherever they are
they're either
technologically,
advanced or they're not. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Good job by you, homie. You're like, oh, well, you mean
hey, at least they had a statistic where it was 1 in 100 million. It's not
No.
like they're probably if the man who's gonna defeat the alien race that's gonna invade us has already been born, and his name is Nat Hackett. God damn it! Where's my badge and gun? Herschel, bring it to me.
where do I get my PhD? Like, be like, if we did run into alien race, they're either like more advanced than us or less advanced. Thank you. I'm a doctor now.
Well,
Like, what kind
yeah.
of fucking comment is that?
Well, I
Like,
think he's talking like in
no, disbar
statistics.
him.
Well, no, he's a astrophysicist, so part of his shit is to be theoretical. When you reach that level, you're like, no,
That's
it's
not
true.
theoretical. That's not theoretical. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I don't think. Well, no, but I mean, the chances of them. He's saying that they're because I think we were discussing how Stephen Hawking says that like we shouldn't or would say that we shouldn't want to be finding other aliens because the chances of them like destroying us are more than likely.
No, I didn't say that.
Well, not you. I said Stephen.
No,
Hawking.
I said. My name is Stephen Hawking.
That's
I am a robot.
Stop it.
I don't want you to.
Boo.
Phil.
No, that you're getting booed for that. The full boo. No, man, Stephen Hawking was awesome.
Yeah, I guess for robots.
No, get out of here.
No, my ex-girlfriend used to get so mad at me because she loved Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, that's a dick move.
And I would just call him a robot. She's like, he's not a fucking robot. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, that's horrible. You're an asshole.
Is he
but
not?
it is talk shit or get off the pod.
Yeah, and also, I guess he died, so, you know, robots can die too, though. All right, therapy question number 3. Joseph, if you were left on a deserted island with either your worst enemy or no one, which would you choose and why?
Probably with my worst enemy.
I think that's pretty obvious.
Yeah, I'd rather not be trapped. And then also, if like we lose and we decide, there's so many different ways. Either we team up, we survive, and we hash our shit out, or we divide the island in half, and then we like start our own little like forts, and then we battle it the fuck out for king of the island, which sounds cool. I would do that. So I'm I'd want the other person there.
Yeah, I feel like that they're no longer your worst enemy if it's just 2 of you.
Yeah, and if they are, it's like Lord of the Flies, dude. Like, it's going the fuck down.
So you would wait to murder them before?
Well, I would try to actively work it out, but if they start being a dick,
take them out, eat them.
I wouldn't eat them. Nope, I wouldn't. That's something I wouldn't do. I would be like, you would want to.
You would rather starve to death?
No, I mean, I'd hope I'd have something else, but yeah.
Okay, let's say you don't.
Then yeah, I probably would starve to death before I'd have to eat my worst enemy. Because then if you get saved, and they'd be like, "What happened to this guy?" Then you gotta like talk about it, and that's where if I go on Oprah to hash out her shit, she's got a lot of leverage. So yeah, you ate somebody. So you ate somebody.
Oprah's your worst enemy. You're telling me you wouldn't eat that pussy?
Get out of here. You're stupid. Another boo. Another boo for you. Boo this man. Bring him down. He's a menace.
You're the only one booing. The crowd's applauding.
Definitely not.
I mean, Oprah.
So you would have your worst enemy there as well?
I think so. Like, and then if my worst enemy somehow like bests me and like gets kills me, well, you're doing me a favor. We're on a fucking deserted island. But if I win, if we have to go to blows like that, then I've got like a little bit of meat until I figure shit out. However, I think what would really happen is that we work together and figure out how to survive till we get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, that's ideally. Ideally, y'all work together.
The one thing I was going to ask you, who is your worst enemy?
I mean,
you have somebody like in mind?
No, I mean, yeah, I'd say I did. I grew up. We grew up with someone who I just like absolutely despise.
Name him.
Nah, I'm not gonna put his name out like that because like
do it.
Nah, I mean it's actually kind of sad. Like I'll tell you about it off air. But he like passed away. He was in like the military and like tried like and we were just super super different. But I dealt with a lot of shit on his end. He was pretty shitty to my sister. I've gotten a couple fights with this kid. I think he's one of like the first 3 people to call me the N-word. Like this kid like put me through a lot of bullshit.
Do I
And
know this person?
yeah, you would know him if I told you his name. But you'd be like, oh yeah, that kid did vanish like in like 8th grade, 9th grade. But you know who he was. And man, just from first grade until he moved schools and made my life like a living shit. So I always called him my nemesis. Like I fucking hated this guy. And then he ended up like kind of following in his family's footsteps. He joined the military. He's like super decorated.
Well, hold on. So he didn't pass away in 8th or 9th grade.
No. This was afterwards. Well, he died of like he like it was like super sad. Like I found out what happened to him, so I wondered what happened for a long time. He had a couple tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. Won like the Silver Star, was pretty decorated, and like ended up taking his own life like later on down the road. It was like super sad, and it was something where it like made me I thought about like, and this is like probably one of the first times I've actually talked about it, but I thought about it for like the longest time, and just like how much even to like till that moment I basically carried some sort of like frustration or resentment toward this guy without even knowing what he did with his life. And he ended up being like super decorated, doing some like really courageous shit, and just kind of being a badass like he kind of always wanted to be. And it was really sad to see that like he ended up taking his own life. It was like pretty, it made me change my perspective on things. So that's where it's like I wouldn't say he is that anymore, if he ever even really was. It was more just like a some petty shit from your childhood you carry over, where and then as my experiences changed and I got older, I thought about like like me dealing with people being racist or saying stupid shit and being dumb. Like I learned some lessons because of that, but it was just another level of like almost like forgiveness or letting go. And I almost regret not ever like worked some shit out with him, if that makes sense.
No, it totally makes sense. Like all those older guys, like kind of like the guys in the grade above us, kind of bullied me. I never thought about it as bullying, but like they threw a brick through my parents' kitchen window one time. They did like donuts in my parents' like lawn. They like showed up at Drobek's house like with a truck full of guys to like drag me out. Like, and I've like actually made like settled it with almost all of them, if not all of them.
Yeah.
And so I understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, and it was something where I never even had the opportunity to, but he was pretty terrible when we were kids. But I would do shit back, so I was just as petty. But I was like tried to be sneaky about it. I would like do shit to like passive aggressively, because I wasn't gonna sit there and get in some fight and get suspended. I mean, I had such a crazy situation as is that like anything like to exacerbate it or make it worse was being like, all right, like see you later, I'll see you never again, Andy. So I was always kind of skirping the line of like being in a lot of trouble, and not even that I was actually really doing anything that was that bad.
I was way more wild than you.
Yeah, but I mean, I was uber cautious because I had to be. Like I was always like 2 extra steps cautious, where like people would be like, huh? But that's where our stories are great, because you're like the asshole who would get me to do shit I shouldn't be doing.
Yeah. Not thinking that he's like the lone black guy like in like a sea of
break into that garage and go steal all that shiner. That'll be a good idea. They won't, dude. Yeah, I think about that. I'm just like, bruh, there's no way.
I wasn't thinking about like race back then,
but no. Okay, so dude, we used to do like stupid shit. I don't know if I've talked about this, but we used to like go and buy like Nerf guns and water guns and shit that looked like Berettas. And this is when we were like in 3rd, 4th grade. And there was me, Sticky, Hump. There was like a group, Fleps or Flipper. We would all like get together, and we would spray paint this shit black, bro. We would dress in all camo and all black, carry around these fake guns, trudging through Southridge Lakes and like ding dong ditch people's houses. And I remember being like chased by people with flashlights, all sorts of shit, walking around at like 12:30 at night in like full fatigues, like 5 or 6 dudes like running around like a little SWAT team, throwing like tennis balls at cars and shit. Dumbest shit ever. We would get shot. Someone would think that World War III's starting. They'd be like, that's it, Q, he gave the order, man. They're all suited up. Let's go. We're taking over the neighborhood. Whee!
That's so weird because I was just at my parents' house like 2 weeks ago, and their next door neighbor has kids, and they went out the back, and my parents' like backyard leads into like this hill that goes down like into like a dog park, but it's like a big hill. It's like a South Lake Texas type backyard, like where it's like
Yeah.
yeah. But these two kids come out of like the next door neighbor's backyard with guns and fatigues, and they're not white. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, my mom's like, oh, they just like to play, like with their guns, like, and they are like really young. They're like second, third grade. And I'm like, this is not gonna go well for them.
Well, yeah, you just gotta be like, you gotta be careful, because I think about.
But I was like worried, and then like an hour later, I was leaving their house and I was backing out of the driveway, and these kids were on the sidewalk walking up the street with their fucking guns, like play guns, and I'm like, god damn, like somebody needs to tell them, like,
well, like they're.
like,
I mean, do they obviously play guns?
They still have the orange tip, but if you didn't see that, like, they don't look like play guns. They didn't look like guns that we had, like play guns.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is we would like spray paint them to make them look real, and like get a
They
black
look real
electrical.
unless the orange tip.
Yeah, and get black electrical tape and tape like flashlights and laser pointers and all sorts of shit. Man, we were like wild as fuck. It was so stupid. So I remember, who is it? Like when they were in the back of the VIP, people are like, okay, like people get into it. Because most people who go to karaoke are like, I'm going to do Celine Dion's My Heart Will Go On. And you're like, this is the fifth fucking time. So that's a good mix-up song. Frank Sinatra songs are good. Like Luck Be a Lady Tonight's a good one. Anything like that, depending on the mood. I also like to do Du Hast by Rammstein, but do it all in German.
Yeah. The song is in German, like.
There's also like an English version, which is goofy as fuck. So, no. But if you do that, that's always a good one. You throw that out there, and people are like, "What the fuck?" That's always, the people who don't want to be. You
have to pick a song, bro.
What's Your Fantasy by Ludacris? The song I normally would go to. I'm just saying, there's a couple, like, depending on the mood. There's
Jesus
some. I have some go-tos. Is what I'm saying that I like to do.
You just had to pick one.
Milkshake by Kells is a good one.
Facts.
Because it's like humiliating and everyone laughs, so then it's just like, okay.
I put that on the jukebox every single time. Milkshake.
Really? I'd put
100%. I put all the time. Like I'm not kidding. Like Khalees is like right up there. Like and there's a song with like Too Short that she does. I put that shit up on there too. I'm just like. And it's usually like boomers who are trying to like put their like dollars into the jukebox. Yeah. And I've got the app on my phone. Yep. And I'm just like, boom, I'm gonna supersede you. I'm gonna use 2 credits. Yeah. To skip everything you just like thought you were putting in. And then it would be like 10 songs later, they're like, what the fuck? My song still hasn't played. I'm like, yeah, because I'm running shit from the bar, bitch.
See, well, I like to play like I'll play Hillary Duff songs, or I'll play Wham or George Michael whenever I do it, because everybody will be listening to like some country music all the time, listening to country music, and then or I'll put it on like some 21 Savage, like 7-minute freestyle. So everybody at this random bar, it's the same thing, but I'll pick, depending on the mood, I'll pick just random shit. So I think the last time I did that, I did all Avril Lavigne. I just did a bunch of 90s chick music the whole entire time. So everyone who worked there was into it. And all the old people were like, what the fuck, man? Who's doing this? And I had the same thing, just like credits. Use like 12 to skip all of your songs. I don't give a shit. I'll put another $10 on here. Give me tokens, bitch. Like, I'm blocking you the fuck out. Yeah, I've been there.
Braids got kicked out of a bar one time.
It's a Schultz family tradition.
No, I've never been kicked out of a bar in my entire life. Not once.
Really? I don't believe
Facts.
that. I don't know if I believe that. Yeah. I'm going to have to like research this. The
only reason why I say that is because that nobody would believe me. Yeah. But it's true. It's true. Never. Not once. I don't wow out in bars. However, Braid's getting kicked out. He somehow loses his escort on the way out, drops $20 into the jukebox, and plays Hoobastank's entire catalog, and then leaves. And then, like, this is like, I don't know, 10 years ago. A couple years later, he's hanging out with me, and I'm like, I got the app, and I'm like playing songs. He's like, whoa, 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 whoa. You can play songs from your phone to the jukebox? And I'm like, yeah, dude. And he's like, oh my God. And the troll in him just like raged. And all of a sudden it was just like, Brady's been like just trolling fucking bars for like the last 8 years because he found out that you could have an app. So he doesn't have to stick the 20 in for the Hoobastank catalog. He can just do it while he's still there.
Yeah, no one knows that it's you. That's what I'm saying when I play.
That's the
like,
best part. That's the best part.
When I play like Everything She Wants by Wham, it's like the response you'll see first of all is because you'll see people in the corner being like, you see people like getting down and then but like trying to act like they're not because they don't love that song. But that song's fucking fire for 1,000 different reasons. And just like what it represents in time, but what people thought of George Michael, the songs he was writing, but it was like all like a lie. It was like, that's like the peak of the 80s, man. It's epic. And then you see other people being like, who is playing this shit, man? What the hell? And then it's wake me up before you go, girls. I'll just play like nothing but George Michael, and then I'll jump into super ratchet rap. I'll put on Project Pat because they have so much stuff in there. So I start picking just trolly ass music. That's what because I like all of it, but I know everyone else is like, what the fuck is this shit?
I'm the exact same way.
Yeah,
but,
I can't help myself.
Yeah, I'm looking for the most explicit shit ever.
Yeah.
On karaoke though, so I always pick a rap song, and I've got like a handful that I pick, and then I just spit my own lyrics because I'm the best rapper alive. But I was in this gay bar called Patty's, an Irish gay bar.
Hell yeah. It was
a block away from like where I lived for the last 7 years, and it's like Christmas Eve, and they have karaoke, and I put on Dirt Off Your Shoulder, and I start spitting my own rhymes, and the fucking person, this lady who's like running the karaoke, tries to stop me in the middle of it. She's like, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't just say your own lyrics, you have to like say the lyrics of the song.
You're like, no I don't, bitch.
I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm up here doing karaoke, I can say whatever the fuck I want. But she like literally tried to stop me from rapping my own shit instead of Jay-Z. Like, I thought that was the craziest thing ever. I'm like, you are fucking ludicrous, no pun intended.
Yeah, you're kind of a bitch. But I mean,
I've never seen anybody like, why would you care? Like, people go up there and
well, I think
like destroy like, and not in a good way, like good songs. Like, you can't let me spit.
Well, there's a lot of people. I think that the people that end up doing karaoke from time to time are like the worst people to give the aux chord to. Like, they're gonna like. So I think that there's a control of the music aspect. Like, that's like next level. Like, maybe we start trolling, and next thing you know, like on a jukebox, and then we end up, being karaoke people and be like, you can't do that. You have to read the screen.
No, but like I was in Santa Monica like earlier this year, at like a ton of people. I threw on "In the Club" by 50 Cent, and I spit my own shit. And you could see the person who's running the karaoke just vibing, and like the entire crowd was vibing. And then as soon as it was done, like I got a fucking standing ovation. And I didn't say anything that 50 Cent had to say. It was just my own shit.
Well,
like,
I think that's a vibe thing. Some people are going to be into it. Some people aren't.
Okay, but like, you're running karaoke. You get your free drinks and your $10 or whatever. Don't tell me what I'm allowed to say. Like, when it's my shot.
There's been this karaoke place that I would go to in Denver, or these karaoke like company, and the people who would do it, every like 5 or 6 songs, would do their own song.
Yeah.
It's like, that'd be tight.
Yeah, good for them. Like, just don't fucking tell me what to do when I got the mic. All right,
Also,
yo.
like doing country music, I don't mind doing country songs.
Well, when you're saying Frank Sinatra, I feel like that's the only like singing version of karaoke that I could do. Like, like you're talking about bringing in the girl. I used to do. Can I get a
Yeah,
fuck you like
yeah.
with
Whoop, whoop.
yeah, Jay-Z, Ja Rule, and then
Can I hit
I
you
always
in the
forget like
morning?
yeah, the female rapper on there. But I would
Mm.
always recruit somebody else or two other people, a female and a guy, and I'd be like, "Yo, you guys want to do this?" And I would take the Ja Rule part,
Yeah, it's murder,
but it's hard to do.
ladies.
All right, yo.
Bitch better have my money for sure before they go. Running in and out, going
Matt,
in and out. I'll be back in and back out. Go ahead, let it out. I leave them with no doubt. Bounce the toss the honey, making them feel stunning even if they don't want it. It's been so long. Since I met that bitch, I knew about this, but then I'm really wrong when I tell her be gone. So hold on.
Hold on.
To the feelings of positive platinum. Yeah,
one time,
the Rush
Sticky,
Hour soundtrack, bro. That was on the
I was
Rush
gonna say
Hour.
Rush Hour. Yeah,
That was banger. That was 6th grade, man.
one time, Sticky Fingers and I did a Big Pimpin' in West Hollywood at a karaoke, and every time that I do one of these raps where I'm actually going to do the rap with somebody else, they always are like, "So what are you gonna do like when the N word happens?"
So
I'm
what
like,
do we do? Do we?
I'm like, I'm going to say it because it's a part of the fucking rap. Like in my own raps, do I ever drop the N word? No.
But at karaoke, I mean, if like this is like the whole thing. Like if you're driving in your car by yourself and you're rapping some Biggie and that's in it, that's fine. If we're riding in the car together, I'd probably just don't do it.
Well, what if I'm on stage on karaoke?
I'm
just repeating the lyrics.
Yeah, but I feel like that's how you would like somebody would do that on like lip sync battle or some shit, and then or what is it? And like Say What karaoke. That had to have happened when there was Say What karaoke on MTV back in the day, where somebody had to have
Nobody watched it. Nobody watched it.
No, I know. I'm just saying there's got to be a time on one of those karaoke shows.
Okay, but my point is, what is it? Okay,
depends on the crowd, man.
As a black man, what would are you offended?
I would say don't do it. Yeah, I'd say don't do it.
Are you offended if I do?
I mean, I'll cringe if you do. Be like, man, don't do that.
I'm sorry that I'm repeating the lyrics that I'm supposed to
that's
do
the whole thing
in karaoke.
I'm not. Well, at karaoke, I think that I should not say the N word either at karaoke.
Now, fuck that.
Well, that's just where we're doing. I try to be a little bit polite, and I probably wouldn't.
Okay, but I'm not trying to be racist. I'm just trying to fucking.
I know you're not.
Rap the song. like a. God damn it. So you have no opinion, basically. You're just like you wouldn't do it, but you don't care.
I mean, I would look at you and shake my head, and then but like if somebody's like, "Hey, man,"
do I have to go ahead of time? Do I have to go ahead of time and be like, "Is there any N words in this?" I think
song? You would know that.
So I cannot pick that because
if you pick like
Joseph will cringe if I do.
If you pick there's videos of people doing that. I mean, I get it. That's like a constant battle. Is if you're singing the lyrics to a song, and like I assume if you're driving in your car rapping along to like Mad City by Kendrick Lamar, you're probably saying it. Everyone when they're getting into that song, like yacht, man down. Where you from? Like, I mean, people get into that. There's a whole video of, I think it's maybe Alabama after they won a championship game, and it's just like 10,000 people dancing around singing that song.
That's a little different.
But they're singing.
But it's Alabama.
Well, I'm saying if you're up there on a stage singing a song, you should probably not say it. That's all I'm saying. I think it's a bad. I mean,
I respectfully disagree as a white guy.
Well, I'm so glad your opinion is very valid. We'll give you a clap and cheer for that one.
I'm ready.
You're polite. Oh, it's so tough. I can't even say it when I'm doing karaoke. People get mad at me.
I'm ready for somebody to approach me afterwards and be like, "That was not okay."
Yeah,
I'm ready for that argument.
That's probably gonna happen one of these days.
I can't wait. Can't wait.
Can't wait. Yeah, Bart Scott.
All right, y'all. So we're done with therapy questions.
Let's get to
Um,
your topic.
my topic, and I had posted this a week ago when we took the week off. However, it's almost more poignant now. It's our former president, Barack Hussein Obama, on the campaign trail. And to be honest, I feel like he's campaigning like more effectively and harder than he did in both of his elections. Like, he is the muse for all these Democratic candidates. He's like he's like honed in, and maybe it's because he has nothing to lose, but he's really in my opinion, crushing it.
Yeah, no, he's definitely killing it right now in the sense that he's going out there. He's probably one of the best speech givers of as like a president or anyone that's a politician that we've ever seen. And some of these speeches he's giving are so poignant, the way the points he brings up and pointing out hypocrisy. And that's something that we've seen going into these midterms on like small debate stages. The calling out of like kind of the bullshit lies that have been going on has been something that we've been seeing like over recently. So he's powerful, man. Obama comes out there, man. He's powerful as shit.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to worry about being like the first black president anymore because he already did that shit. So now he can just speak his
Check.
mind. Yeah.
Check.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he won both of his fucking elections.
Yeah, and it's sad that people bring up that it's probably like payback the fact that Trump was like, oh man, we had a black president, now we need to elect Trump, which I kind of agree that was some people's stance on.
Well, I agree. I don't, because he didn't do this. He did go out and campaign for Biden in the last 2 years ago, whatever. Um, However, he didn't go this hard.
Mm-mm.
And a lot of it, you don't see George W. Bush out there, right? Because he obviously doesn't like Trump. But you don't see Clinton out there either. And it's because there's this thing where it's when you're an ex-president, just stay out of it.
No, Clinton said something. Clinton said something recently.
I know, but Clinton's not on the trail.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but my point is it's there's been this whole thing in America where it's when you're an ex-president, don't chime in on the next president.
Yeah,
because that's just bad form. However, Trump just took a big old KFC induced shit on that entire precedent, where he just all he has to do is comment on what's going the fuck on in politics. So Obama's all right, well, if you're gonna do that, I'm gonna go do this, and I'm gonna do it way better than you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can't even compare the two. And giving a speech and proving a point. Yeah, he was.
No, but that's why he's doing it.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Trump opened the window for him to go in.
Oh yeah, no, he's that's where you can't. Yeah, it's like low lying fruit for him to go out there and check Trump, call him on his bullshit. There's a minute and a half clip which I'll be playing, and we can talk over and discuss. But it's him. He's talking about Ron Johnson, who's running, who's goofy as fuck.
He was the senator of Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin.
Up for re-election.
Yeah, and he's a big schmuck, and he has been. He's embroiled in all this fake elector shit. He's had claimed that he was set up by the FBI with a rigged interrogation that set him up, and now, I mean, he's just a fucking mess. I think he got laughed on the debate stage a couple times in some of his comments, talking about being an entrepreneur, and he's like the company he owns, he and his wife, it was his wife's family's company.
Also, during the second impeachment trial, where it did not look great for Trump. Trump got 57 fucking votes to convict him. I mean, 7 fucking Republicans. One of them was Mitt Romney. And right before the final vote, or right after the final vote, where they were clearing it, Ron Johnson yelled at Mitt Romney that he was a fucking traitor, and Mitt Romney was shut the fuck up. And Mitt Romney's a Mormon.
Yeah. Mitt Romney's not my.
He was "You're a fucking piece of shit." Are you fucking kidding me? He's obviously guilty. This is on the Senate floor right after they decided whether or not they're gonna impeach Trump. This is this asshole who's got beef with Mitt Romney.
Yeah, and I mean they're talking about how in this little clip Obama's talking about how Ron Johnson and other people are planning to cut Social Security. People are saying, no, they're not. That's not going to happen. But they said the same thing about Roe. So if you don't think they're going to come after something like Medicare or Social Security for these people that are actively voting for them, which is mind-blowing, you're wrong. I'm going to play this little clip.
Some of you here are on Social Security. Some of your parents
It doesn't
are on
help
Social
that
Security.
his opponent
Some of your
is
grandparents are on Social Security.
first name is Mandela.
You know why they have Social Security? Because they worked for it.
And that's the thing is we worked for Social
They worked
Security
hard
too.
jobs for it.
And like
that's the best part
They
about
have
Barack Obama. He was like, this isn't about like giving money to like people who don't deserve it. He's like,
to get that Social Security.
you're the working class. You earned Social Security. You earned the Medicare. Like fuck these rich people. You work harder than them. And this Ron Johnson ass wipe, you know, he's like giving tax cuts to private jet owners, and
he's not the person
it's
who's
insane.
thinking about you and knows you and sees you.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
he
he's
should
like-
not be your senator from Wisconsin.
like just bringing the ether, dude, just yelling at him. And it's true, but that's where it's like these guys are so hypocritical, and there's a reluctancy that there has been on the left and like shit the past forever to like really call it out, that it's good to see people actually doing that, like on the debate stage or just in general.
I mean, the message he's sending is pretty clear. If you're related to him,
If you're related to him, if you donate to his campaign, you get a deal. If you're not, you're out of luck and you're on your own. And that's like true. That's like a good stance. This other clip I have is we're literally wearing like, it's not the same event too. He's wearing the same shirt. So he's like on the trail, man, and he's talking, and there's this group of women that call him fine. He's like the most charismatic motherfucker ever. I don't understand how
he's a generational talent. We already knew that. I mean, you don't become the first black president of the United States of America
and
twice elected without being a charismatic motherfucker.
sometimes going out on the campaign trail
It's true.
feels a little harder than it's used to. Not just because I'm older and grayer.
And then what? Like the fact that he's like, you finer than a motherfucker. He's hilarious, dude.
I don't know if y'all heard that.
He's just too good, man.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
But
Of course, they were like, nah, fuck him appointing a Supreme Court justice, of course. But that's what I'm saying. He's so good at galvanizing. He still is so good at galvanizing people and speaking a message that's universal. That it definitely scares so many people that are, you know, he's like such a unifying piece.
yeah, but also, like, I don't know how much it's going to move the needle, like him going out there and campaigning. But the thing is, he has nothing to lose. So even if
Some of you here
these
are on Social Security.
candidates that he's campaigning for lose, it's not like a slight on him.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
so therefore, he can go balls to the wall.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And like I think that like right now with these elections that are up right now, I mean, as he should be. So I like that he's still like involved and uses his platform to talk about issues, because he knows how to cut to the issue that are important and like kind of cuts through the bullshit. And like you said before, now that he's like out of office, he has really nothing to lose. He can sit there and like speak his mind and be honest about things in a way that he almost doesn't. He doesn't have to really be as partisan as you would.
No,
you know,
no, he's
expect him to be.
partisan, but he doesn't have to be as careful because
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like as he would.
He's
be
not.
if he
He's
was on
not
the campaign.
President Blackenstein, you know.
President Blackenstein.
Like, you know, like he couldn't fuck up when he was president.
True.
Like,
That's why I told people his biggest flaw was that he was too bipartisan on certain issues, because he had to be. There was like hell to pay if he tried to like force anything on anyone. So he never really did that. He allowed them to like force everybody on the right to be uncooperative and just like kind of stall a bunch of shit and really like stonewall him on stuff. But yeah, I mean, I hope it moves the needle. I mean, there's all these different things. It's all hearsay where they're talking about, you know, there's more people on the left voting than they're actually putting out in polling right now. That they're trying to dissuade people, but in reality, there's a lot of people that are out voting that are younger demographics. So I mean, we'll see.
There's this one thing where it's like the past two elections, like 2020 and 2018. At least, if not 2016 as well. very under reported or like factored in the polling of the right, you know? And so there is this theory, and I don't know if it's fucking true. We'll find out tomorrow. That the pollsters, I know the pollsters are feeling it because they just like fucked up the last three elections, but that they're like overcompensating for the right vote, like
Yeah.
right as in right wing, like Republicans. So this like maybe they overcompensated too much, and I don't know. Like I got a bad feeling, dude. Exactly like I did on 2016 November 4th or whatever the fuck that day was.
Yeah.
Like I was confident going in until that day, and I was like, I think we're, I don't know, it just felt weird, and uh, and every president loses the midterms, their first midterm, like in their first year, so it won't like historically, it's not a surprise if the Democrats lose the House and the Senate.
Yeah.
However, I still have hope that they won't.
Well, I have hope that they won't because I think the right has also put up some pretty shitty fucking candidates.
I know, but that's the Senate. In the House, it's 435 fucking people.
Yeah, that's true. But there's some really bad
I
candidates
know,
there as well.
but with gerrymandering and all this shit, like and you're just talking about a district. It's really hard to, I don't know. It's really hard to like sway like a super Republican district that your candidate is shitty.
No,
Ask Marjorie Taylor Greene.
no, true. I know. I know.
So we might lose the House, and Kevin McCarthy
But I think there's people that are
will
way more
become the Speaker of
conservative.
the House.
See, but I think there's a lot of people that are on the right that are way more conservative. That or there's people on the right that are conservative that are fed up with the Marjorie Taylor Greens. Where there's people that are conservative that are running on a more like conservative democratic platform just to run against that person. So I think
Right.
there are.
But this is the thing. Like nobody else besides who's in the district of Marjorie Taylor Greene gets to vote for her.
No, and I know. I
So
think
so
people in
you
her
might be
district
like,
might be tired of her shit.
I don't know. I don't think so. She's about to get like, okay, remember they took her away from all of the committees
Yeah.
because she was so wild? Kevin McCarthy's already, who's going to be the Speaker of the House if the Republicans win tomorrow. He already said that she's going to get multiple committee spots and better ones than she had before because he's a fucking stooge. All he cares about is power. And if she's got the ticket, she broke records for fundraising for any freshman congressperson in the history of the country. Like she runs this shit. It's just like how Trump was like out like um funding all these like Republicans back in the day. It's That's what she's doing now. And so it's like, well, if I want to be Speaker of the House, then I gotta listen to Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Well, Marjorie
And now
Taylor
we're
Greene
in
and Carrie Lake and all these fucking idiots, dude.
dude, Carrie Lake. Would you hook up with her?
No, dude, Carrie Lake is a fucking moron.
Okay, but would you hook up with her?
She is like
Would you hook up with her?
ship going down, dude. That like
I'll take that
listening
as
to her-
I'll take that as a yes.
No, I would not. She's gross and drives me insane. Like the shit
She
that
is
woman
so
spews.
she is so polished as a politician. It's insane.
Well, that's because she was on TV. She was
I know, but
a news anchor, so she's polished in public speaking.
okay, but
sitting there
Trump
and
was on
talking.
TV. He's not polished.
Well, he was on TV because of his personality. She was on TV giving people the news. It's very different. So she
I'm just very impressed by how dumb the shit she spews is, but how like sanitized and clean it sounds like when she says it.
Yeah, no, she's like the average suburban soccer mom with a shitty haircut, trying to push Jesus on everybody who spends the night to hang out with their kids. They're like, oh yeah, we got to go to church in the morning. She's fucking sucks, dude. Carrie Lake is annoying as fuck.
She is annoying as
and
fuck.
she's all about empowering parents. There was a speech where she was talking about how we don't necessarily need to, like we should roll back like our hours in science and history and math, that we're focused too much on that in our kids' education, and we need to focus on making them functioning members of society. I'm like, bitch, shut up. She is so, I hate Carrie Lake.
All right, well, I'll hook up with her for you, and then I'll tell
Gross. And what's funny is, and she always talks about how all she used to do was read, read the news, but she didn't always agree with all of it. So she was just like doing the job, like, and because she was.
Good for you for reading the news and not always agreeing with it.
Well, I mean,
every other person in the history of reading news.
Well,
good job.
Well, like whenever she was like, oh, well, like talking bad about Trump, it was like, oh, well, I did that because I felt like I had to, not because I necessarily agreed with it. Because you can pull some of her tweets where she's like talking shit about Trump.
That is the fucking problem, because her candidate, who's running against her, the Democratic candidate, is the Secretary of State, who in states is not like the foreign policy person like it is for the federal government, is the person who runs elections. So the person who runs elections in Arizona is running against her, and she refused to debate her, period. And I think that was it. That was a wrap.
Yeah.
Like, you can't debate this fucking crazy person, and you think, the reason why you're not doing it is because you think it's going to be a shit show. Well, guess what? A bigger shit show is you not debating her.
Yeah, there was a early debate where it was like before her primary, and she said that if she loses, then it's rigged, and if she wins, it's and then she said when they won, she said it's because they outvoted the fraud against her. There were so many people that voted for her against the fraud. But that was like the wildest fucking conversation between these five people talking about how she's a psyop. There was some QAnon guy up there. It's just like such a shitstorm.
There's over 300 candidates in this election going on tomorrow in the United States of America that do not believe that Joe Biden won the presidential election fairly.
Yeah.
300.
I think it's 60. They say 61% of Republicans don't think that he was won like fairly.
But yeah, and a lot of those fucking Republicans who are saying this, because the House of Representatives, you're up every 2 years, so every House of Representative, a member, was up in that presidential election. So you're saying that it was a fake election, but that's how you got your seat in the House? So they rigged the election, but you won. So which part of it was rigged? Not your part, just the presidency? The fuck out of here.
Well, we're already talking about it, so we'll just segue into like the third topic, which is just midterms, us talking about it because it's already going on. Billionaire midterm spending this year is $811 million and counting. In 2018, it was $611 million. 2014, $232 million, and in 2010 it was only $32 million. And like money spent by billionaires.
Are you surprised?
There's people who are saying that this will be, if the Republicans win, it's the end of democracy as we know it.
It is 100%.
And there's all sorts of crazy motherfuckers hanging out outside poll places in like Arizona, New Mexico, all over the country with like guns, harassing people, taking pictures of people's license plates who use voting boxes. And Elon Musk came out today and said that you should definitely vote Republican. Go figure, a billionaire.
Clear that up. He said because the White House is controlled by Democrats, you should vote Republican for the Congress for checks and balances, because he's a fucking idiot and has no idea what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah, he's a dumbass, dude. Like, Elon Musk is such an idiot. We'll get that in a second. We'll get into that in a second. We'll talk midterms first. But There's a lot of goofy motherfuckers that are up there right now. And right now, the forecast midterms is for the Senate to be 54 Republicans, 46 Democrats. And then the House, this is interactive polls, or IA polls. And then the House to be 246 Republicans, 189 Democrats. These people suck, man.
I really fully believe that the country will be changed tomorrow, and it's going to be really hard to get it back.
Changed how?
Exactly what we were saying, the democracy part of it. There's 300 fucking candidates on the Republican side that don't believe that the election was fair, which it obviously was. It always is. And then there's these secretaries of state who control the elections in all these states who are about to win. And so come 2024, doesn't matter if Trump wins or loses, he's going to show up at Inauguration Day and it's going to be a fucking shit show.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's setting up for it to be pretty crazy. And he's been filling spots with people who are going to deny the election with him. So, like, the checks and balances, it can be tossed out the window because those people that are supposed to be in those positions can change
I just can't believe these people have the balls to do something like that. That's the only saving grace that I have. Is like, really, you Secretary of State in Arizona or Pennsylvania, you are gonna fucking take this country down by not accepting the results of the people. Like, you're gonna do that? Okay, all right, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I really hope that this younger generation is gets out there and fucking votes. I have a lot of I talk to some of the younger kids that work for me, and they're super into it and super involved and don't really dig what's going on, and have all been we're very serious about voting, not just in midterms but last election. So if we're gonna power through this shit, it's definitely younger generation and younger voters are gonna help us accomplish that.
It's gonna be the best day of our lives tomorrow if the Democrats hold on to both the House and the Senate. It's gonna change whatever happens tomorrow. It's gonna change everything.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to know what happens because there's going to be it's going to take a couple days because there's mail-in ballots and stuff.
I think they've already counted. They've been counting those pretty hard.
No, there's states like Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
They're not even allowed to count them until after Election Day. And mostly Democrat. And this is how I won a shit ton of money 2 years ago, because I bet on all of the elections. And it was everybody was like, oh, Trump's winning, because all they counted the in-person votes first.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, he's not winning. It took 7 days, in Georgia, for the votes to get counted, and all of a sudden it was like, oh wait, Biden actually won this fucking state.
Yeah.
And watch, these Republicans are going to start trying to claim they won when all the votes aren't counted.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so it's going to be fucking nuts.
Yeah, it's probably going to be pretty fucking crazy. That's why I'm almost glad we're doing 2 episodes this week, because we'll be able to touch back on this whenever there's more votes and there's more madness, and we can just discuss it, because it's going to be pretty nutty.
Yeah.
Because if they do win, then there's going to be tons of... They're going to try to impeach Biden every over inflation and gas prices and all this Ukraine stuff. They're just going to start doing committee over the next 2 years and not get anything accomplished and strip people's rights away and pass federal bans on stuff.
Wait, you don't mean that they're not going to solve inflation?
No.
Yeah, of course not, because they don't have it up.
Yeah, they just don't like it. It's like, yeah, none of us do, dickheads. Idiots.
I know. It's frustrating, yeah.
It's very disappointing and very frustrating. Well, do you want to get into topic 1, but now topic 2?
Sure.
Elon Musk burning down the world on Twitter. So if you guys aren't aware, we've talked about this multiple times. He did buy Twitter. We thought he wasn't, but then he did because he was going to have to pay for it. Even if he didn't get it, he's going to have to give him some sort of cash compensation. And now it's like, if you want a blue check mark, it's $8 is the new program. You can pay for
hold on, how dare you? $7.99.
Yeah, sorry, $7.99. But like, this is the whole thing where it's gonna fuck with like misinformation. I could create like a fucking Andy F Baby account and get it blue checked and just start posting crazy shit as you. And the blue check, I mean, people earn that. That's kind of cheesy, man. Like, I'm not really into the whole anybody can be verified. And now what's happened recently is there was a bunch of people like Kathy Griffin, Ethan Klein of the H3 podcast or H3 Productions. There's a lot of people who've changed their profile pictures to pictures of Elon Musk and then changed their name, their display name to Elon Musk, even though they're still at. And he's been banning people, permanently suspending people's accounts for making parody accounts of him. Some of them are even labeled as parody accounts like H3's, and he straight up banned them from the platform for making impersonating him essentially. So he's
also now he fired like at least half of the staff of Twitter, and he's like actually going back to those people and trying to rehire them because he realizes how much of a shit show it is, and he has no control over this, and he's like
fired 90% of his employees in India recently, leaving only a few dozen as part of a global reductions by Elon Musk, depleting his engineering and production staff and potential growth market. That's crazy.
He brought in like engineers from like Tesla and SpaceX to like try to figure this out. I hope they're getting paid for that, but maybe not. But it's insane, dude.
Yeah, so now like Kathy Griffin got banned. So it's just funny because it's all about free speech, but now he's banning people because of free speech. Twitter handles engaging in impersonation without clearly specifying parody will be permanently suspended. And then people updated theirs and he still banned them. I think H3 Productions tweeted out a message about Jazane Maxwell and how they were friends or something like that. Tweeted out some sort of bullshit. And
it's Elaine.
Oh, sorry.
She's my lawyer, by the way.
Oh, okay. That's weird. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of people are leaving. He's kind of burning it to the ground. It's interesting, which is what he said he would do, but he's such a tool. And now he bought something that's bleeding money to protect himself from being like attacked. $8 for verification. That's so goofy, man.
It's gonna go away. Like, there's no way fucking anybody's gonna do that like has any money. And Twitter owes $1 billion in interest payments annually on the debt that they have right now. They only make $600 million in revenue a year. So let me do the math real quick. That doesn't add up. Like, he's just bleeding money on this. This is the biggest shit show of all time.
Oh, and I'm on Twitter. It's the Wild West. Like, it's the wild fucking West right now.
If he just like took a nap, and instead of like buying Twitter, he'd be worth like $50 billion. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, and he wouldn't be hemorrhaging cash. That's why it's like it's goofy. He took over the platform to save it. But in doing so, now he's destroying it. People are leaving it. And now, like, there was a content moderation crew that got fired that he found out they discovered that they were, like, suppressing anything that was left and amplifying, like, the algorithms were giving, like, 3 to 5 times more coverage to, like, right-wing leaning stuff. He joked,
oh, free speech. Like, they're silencing us. It's like, no, you're the loudest motherfuckers on the goddamn, like, platform.
Yeah, you just don't like that you're being moderated because of what you're saying is stupid, so you don't like that. So now you're going to buy the platform and complain. So there is no canceling. There is no silencing. You just bought the platform. You disagreed with the terms of service, so you bought the platform to change them. That's like the most childish bullshit I've
Right.
ever heard. It's the
I mean,
same with Kanye and this
well, I was just about to say that.
Parlor. It's like, get the
Yeah.
fuck out of here.
Okay, but yeah, you make Kanye look like a fucking genius for buying Parlor for 64 million. You just bought Twitter for 44 billion. That's like a fucking 100x.
Well, and I feel like he does a lot of market manipulation when it comes to crypto and stocks, and even with Twitter and purchasing deal. So I love that, like, he got stuck with the bill on the $44 billion. Like, everybody made out like gangsters, and now he's got to pay doing mass layoffs and not giving enough notice. He's probably going to have to pay other people a bunch of money in penalties. It's somewhere like $200 to $300 million in penalties that he's going to have to pay out.
Yeah,
Stupid.
What an asshole.
I mean, he might be able to streamline it and make it somewhat profitable, but I don't think it's going to be anything like it is now, and people aren't going to want to fuck with it.
Not profitable enough. Not profitable enough.
Advertisers are leaving left and right.
That's right.
They're just getting the fuck out because, you know, like, people don't want their name to be next to a video of somebody singing karaoke and saying the N-word.
Well, here I am.
I brought that back full circle. That was good.
Did I still stand by that?
I know you do. That's fine. But I got you. I zinged you good. Gotcha. Do you want to talk about Powerball, or do you want to talk about this basketball savant dude? But yeah, I mean, fuck Elon. Just real quick, fuck Elon Musk. I mean, I Twitter is super helpful for this.
Yeah, we're not shitting on Twitter necessarily. It's just we're shitting on Elon's like approach. Powerball. So I've put in a Powerball ticket since it was 800 million, and every drawing since. So it's been like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now it's at 2 billion. So
Yeah.
you're walking away as a billionaire at this point.
It's a little less than.
It won't be tomorrow. Or no, today. It's the drawing is in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I might be a billionaire in 3 minutes.
You better hook it up, dude.
I will hook it up.
I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't hit and it goes on for one more time. Just so
I can't believe how many times it's gone on. Every time I look at my ticket, I'm like, and then it's like, oh, nobody hit it. It's like for like 5 or 6 drawings, and I mean, obviously more than that, but since I've been
it's like 40 drawings in a row.
Yeah. I've only been in for like 5 or 6.
Yeah, I mean, I hope we win. I mean, I hope someone wins. But I mean, I hope somebody wins who needs it.
No, fuck that. I need it. Nobody needs $1 billion. I mean, Elon might, but
yeah, he could use it.
Could you imagine if he won?
Dude, that'd be so frustrating.
That would be the end of Twitter. Elon's like, yo, I got the winning ticket, and it'd be like, okay, we're all done here. Everybody in the world hates you now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shit ton of money because the cash option is like basically $1 billion.
That's what I just said.
No, I know. That's just a shit ton of money in the cash option. So when it was $1 billion too, it was like 400 or 500 because the cash option's based off of overall ticket sales too.
I thought it was just like whatever the tax is.
Yeah, but I mean, but it also depends on like the amount of like tickets that are sold as well. So it's
so somebody just told me this yesterday that would you pay the extra to be anonymous?
How much is the extra?
I was like, extra to be anonymous, and he was saying that yeah, like if you don't want them to say who won, that they take a bigger cut. And I was like, that is fucked up.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know. Sounds like some made up shit.
I didn't Google it. I don't know if that's true, but that feels like that's really illegal. Like, I don't want people to know that I have $2 billion in my pocket.
I think there's some states that allow you to do it anonymously, and there's some that don't.
Well, this is not a state. I mean, this is the entire country.
Yeah, I would do.
I
I would get in
I
like
would definitely want to be anonymous, but I don't want to give them a bigger cut to do it. Like, are you kidding?
There's a guy who won the lottery in China, and he got it. He accepted it in a mascot outfit, so his family wouldn't know that he won the Powerball or won their lottery. So I would do something like that probably. I would want to go accept it because I wouldn't. I would want to hook people up.
I'm worried about the part where I have the winning ticket and then go claim it. That whole like process.
Yeah, if it was me and I'd won, I'd call the
Like,
cops.
Shut the fuck up. This is what. Okay, this is so many people have said this to me because I've had this conversation because I know I'm gonna win. Do not. Are you kidding? You're gonna call the cops? You're gonna call the cops. The cops that make like $50,000 a year, and you're gonna be like, "Yo, I got $2 billion. Can you come find me?" Fuck that. Especially you as a black man. Like, get the fuck out of my face. And then my buddy was saying like he would get like a security team. I'm like, oh, so now you're surrounded by a bunch of dudes with guns? Dumb.
Well, I mean, if you're not going to tell anybody that you have the ticket, you're going to have to go claim it privately, and you're gonna. But like to navigate that would be difficult. I feel like most people win and they freak the fuck out, and then people know. So you'd have to not let anybody know. I mean, I think if you tell like your significant other or something, that'd be one thing you could go see, and that's where you would have. I wouldn't want to go claim it by myself.
I would, but I wouldn't have the ticket with me. I'd go claim it, have the ticket hidden, and once I felt comfortable, then I would provide the ticket.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, but like once I get the money, then I'm not worried. Then it's like whatever the fuck.
Well, and they can tell like where the ticket was sold. So if you're like, yeah, I bought it here,
Right.
yeah, I guess. Yeah, but you just couldn't tell anybody. But I'd do some shit. I'd try to hook up the homies.
Oh yeah, of course. Like I'm just talking about like,
a billion. I'd be like helping my buddies start businesses, whatever. Like I'd be like,
I'm just talking about
like Zaddy Warbucks.
Yeah, like the point of getting like you have the ticket to getting the money. Once I get the money, then I'm fine. There's plenty of people with more money than me. Like I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, man, 1.9 billion.
All right, well, let's find out. Because guess what? The drawing just happened.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, 2 minutes ago.
See, I'm sure the numbers because I'm on.
Last time I checked, the entire website crashed.
Dang, it's just like technical issue. There's delay. No, seriously, it's delayed due to technical issues.
I know. It's because there's so many people involved. Yeah, cash value 929 mil. Woo!
That's like a living meme. Yeah, people are like Powerball's rigged.
Whatever. But I think it's like one in like I want to say 400 million chance to get it.
Something like that.
So you're getting like good odds on 1.9 billion.
Yeah, no, you are.
Yeah, you're an idiot if you don't participate. Do we have anything else?
When are they gonna?
I think it takes a second, but the results are pending.
That's wild.
And if I do win this, I don't know if I necessarily want it on the podcast.
You wouldn't want that to be discussed.
We just discussed why I would not want that to be discussed.
All right. Well, I hope you won, so you can give me some money.
I will definitely give you $1,000 for my Beverly Hills.
For the peach pit, the fucking peach pit, dude. You lost $1,000 on the peach pit. Luckily, I haven't been coming to collect, so you good right now.
Yeah, well, nothing to collect, but but soon.
Yeah, no worries, man. No, I mean, that's all I got. Like, if you guys haven't gone out and voted yet, go fucking vote. Like, seriously, go vote. It's a big election. We've already discussed how, the future of this country and our democracy kind of hinges on this because you got a bunch of fucking lunatics out here running around. But yeah, go vote. Please go vote. Oh, pepperoni. You go vote too. Is she registered?
No, but she'll steal some votes. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we do on the Democratic side.
Yeah, that's how we do it. Just you can go drag off a ballot box, son. Tear the door off like an old tire.
All right, yo, I appreciate it. Joseph, close this out.
Yeah, episode 63. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow, and whatever. And obviously we'll be back. We're going to do another one when it comes to all of this crazy stuff and all these midterms. So, like always, we appreciate you guys. Shout out to the Schultz. Angry Black Quarterback on Wednesday, and we'll probably be back like Thursday or Friday. So y'all be good. Stay out of trouble. Peace. Shout out.
Go fuck yourself.
Oh yeah. And always, I'm trying to be nice. I'm in a good zone. But yeah, as always, go fuck yourselves as well.
Shout out. Don't steal my shout out.
Recording stopped.
All right, buddy. Check that Powerball. Did you get Powerball tickets this time? Later.
Later.